Welcome to this short video about labour market information, thinking about your future and learning from career and labour market information. This video is about labour market information and how it can help you with making decisions about your future learning choices and in choosing a career. So let's start with, what is labour market information? Labour market information can tell us where jobs are located, which jobs are increasing and which are declining, which skills will be needed in the future, the current size of industrial sectors, and what changes might be expected in the coming years. It can also tell us where there are shortages or oversupply of potential employees and skills, and hours and wages that can be realistically expected to earn. So where can we find labour market information? Well, LMI is collated by a variety of organisations, including government departments and agencies, employer and professional organisations, trade unions, academics, as well as sector skills councils. Locally, we have a great source of labour market information in the LMI Humber website at www.lmihumber.co.uk. We also have the National Careers Service website, Bridging the Gap Humber, the Humber LEP website, and the NOMIS website, where you can find data from the Office for National Statistics. You can always also find labour market information from reading newspapers, listening to the news on TV, checking out social media when you're hearing about new news stories about companies moving to the area or increasing employment or actually making redundancies. You can also gather labour market intelligence from family, from friends, from your teachers by finding out where they work, what their job is, and how they got into that job. So what does our local labour market look like? Well, here in the Humber, we have 12 key growth sectors. They are business and retail, chemicals, construction, creative and digital, energy, engineering, food and agriculture, health and social care, manufacturing, ports and logistics, public sector, and the visitor economy. These sectors are key to our local economy, and they adapt and change depending what's happening within the local labour market. Quickly wanted to cover the impact of COVID on our local labour markets. So we know that the UK is in a recession. The number of people claiming unemployment benefits has reached 2.7 million. We know that 9.1 million jobs were furloughed as of September 2020. Vacancies were down to a record low in July, but we are now seeing that change, and there is now an increase in vacancies being advertised. 29% of businesses are expected to decrease the size of their workforce in the coming months. And we do know that the hardest hit group is young people aged 16 to 24-year-olds. So we do know that labour market information is really key to that age group, to actually finding out what's happening in the local labour market, where those jobs are going to be and what skills employers are going to want, so that you can choose the right courses and right career to give you the best chances of a job at the end of your education. Just wanted to touch quickly on the demands in skills pre-COVID, during COVID, and what skills were increased during COVID. So we can see that it's those higher level skills, managers, health professionals, digital technology jobs, those skilled trade jobs, customer service, LGV drivers that were all in demand pre-COVID. During the coronavirus pandemic, we saw the increase in need for health professionals, pharmaceuticals, information technology and digital skills, financial tech, caring services, customer services and delivery and LGV drivers. So at the moment, there is a real demand for those people working in the health sector. We need more healthcare workers. We need more delivery and LGV drivers. And we also need more people in that customer service and retail roles, and those essential food roles, looking at working with the supermarkets. During the pandemic, we did see a downturn in a number of jobs, and those were sort of those in the film and video industry, marketing, construction, retail and warehousing. and that's particularly those non-essential retailing jobs and hospitality and events. So long term, we're really looking at aviation, tourism, hospitality, sports and leisure, hair and beauty. Those sort of sectors are really taking a hit, and we think that's going to have a long-term impact on those sectors. So it's not all doom and gloom. While we can't accurately predict what is going to happen within the local labour market, we can take these figures that there is going to be a challenging time in the coming months and years. But there are some really good news stories out there, and in the Humber, particularly in Hull and East Riding, there is a lot of investment happening, and I just wanted to highlight some of those key investment opportunities to you. So Full Sutton Prison, that's going to be a £1.3 billion government investment, which will create up to 500 jobs. We've also got Tricoya, who have invested £58 million, creating 30 jobs. Yorkshire Peas have invested £20 million in the region, creating an additional 20 jobs. We also have Siemens that are locating themselves at Gould Junction 36 off the M62. That's a £1.5 billion investment contract to build 94 new London tube trains, and that will create up to 700 skilled engineering and manufacturing jobs, along with 250 jobs in the construction phase. Y Pellets is one of the fastest growing independent wood pellet brands nationally. There's a new 10 million renewable energy developments with increased number of jobs being advertised there. Croda are investing £7 million in a new site at Junction 36 in Goole, and there'll be increased numbers of jobs once that new site is open. Hughes Group have invested in the area at Home and Spalding Moor, creating an additional 100 jobs. Elite Office Furniture have relocated to a new facility at Goole, and they're creating another 40 jobs. Premier Modular, they're a company out of Bransburton in the East Riding. They've won a £7.5 million contract, and they're creating an additional 50 jobs. But because demand is increasing, they're expecting that those numbers will go up in the coming months. Beale Homes have 130 investments to build 800 new homes in the Goole area. That'll create 2,500 jobs over the lifespan of the project, which is expected to take around 10 years. There are two proposed new retail logistics facilities in East Yorkshire, one of them worth 150 million, the other 30 million pounds, and these are going to see up to 1,500 jobs on one site and 400 jobs on the other site, and both sites should be operational by 2022. Other developments that are happening in the area, we've got ABP, they're looking for 24 new recruits. Arco are looking for have got 200 new jobs. 400 jobs are going to be created at Able Marine Energy Park. We've got the world's largest wind farm being built at Hornsea, and that is expected to generate 2,000 jobs in the construction phase and an additional 130 jobs during its 25 years of operation. There are also an additional 220 jobs with SSE Power Station, 100 new jobs with Mar factory in Melton. The huge offshore wind pledge that was announced by the Prime Minister a few weeks ago is worth £160 million to us, and it could potentially create up to 60,000 jobs in the Humber, Tees, Scotland and Wales. And there are also some other business centres being developed in Beverley and Goole, and new opportunities arising at Saltend Chemical Park. As you can see from all of these jobs, we're going to need a massive construction workforce. So there is going to be a demand for construction skills at all levels, as well as those logistics skills, so drivers, warehousing. We are seeing an increase in demand for those technical skills as well. So what does the current job demands look like? What are the current skills needs of our local employers in each sector? So we know that in the construction sector, we need more architects, we need more wood trades, we need more painters and decorators, bricklayers. In the health and social care sector, we need more people to go into those caring roles. We need more qualified nurses, we need more people working in social care and in mental health. In the creative and digital sector, we need people with those higher level information communication and digital skills. We also need programmers, software engineers, and those people who are competent with financial tech. We also have demands in the ports and logistics sector, and that's delivery and LGV drivers, warehousing, deckhands, marine engineers, offshore logistics specialists. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of investment happening in regards to offshore wind in the Humber, so lots of roles are going to be coming up there. And also we know there's an increased demand in those warehousing and retail warehousing and logistics jobs. So again, more drivers are going to be needed in the coming months and years. In the business and retail sector, there's an increased demand for people working in food and essential retail roles, and also those customer-facing customer service roles. In food and agriculture, we need more people who are qualified in agri-tech, general agricultural services and food production. And the energy sector, again, we know the energy sector is a huge sector to the Humber region, and we need more welding technicians, instrument technicians, low carbon industry engineers and technicians, and electrical engineers. Just wanted to throw this quick slide in just to show you how many key employers that we do have in the Humber region, and all within a reasonable travel to work time. So that's just a quick snapshot of our local labour market, what jobs may be coming up, and the impact that COVID has had on our labour market. So I'd like to finish this video with a brief video of working in the renewable sector.
Life's about shopping, sharing moments, jumping straight in, pushing yourself to the limit, because you enjoy the challenge. Chill out and relax. The lows and the highs got me the job in renewable energy, earning the money to live the life. Wind farms are all over the world, and I'm going places I could only dream of. Life is for living. Find your new career with Log On Move On.